Hey everybody, that's Pete. I'm Andy. This is Pete and Andy Talk Ski in your TV. This episode, all about X Games. What we liked, what we didn't like. Will it hold up to the Olympics? Pete, I don't know. Also, we got to update the OPP. We actually have an OPP for slopestyle because you know what? We actually had more than one slopestyle event. So Pete, X Games. We complained about it a lot last year. What did you think about this year? Did you hate it?
No, I didn't hate it. And I feel like I'd love to go back to hear all of our complaints from last year because I think they were almost every single one was addressed.
Almost. Really? Tell me more.
Well, we didn't have victory laps this year. That was huge.
No more victory laps ever again. Done. I'm done with the victory laps. It's the most anticlimactic thing ever. The person in the lead never takes the last run, period, until the game's over. Right? Like, this is the X Games. It's a TV show. You can do whatever you want. Run them first. Run them third to last. It doesn't matter. Like, you can run them wherever you want. Yep.
And that was great. That was big. We did 3-run final.
Yeah.
What else? What did they do? What was that weird thing they did last year?
The, playoffs and then finals. I don't actually remember what it was called, but I tried my best to forget it.
Yeah, that same field playoff thing, but then into finals or whatever. Anyways, that was all gone. So I thought it was great. The only thing, and that was just a weather thing, was slope got cut down to 2 runs. And that's, I guess there's just nothing you can do about that.
So, it was ultimately,
but
it was still better than last year. The thing that surprised me the most was definitely the no victory lap thing. And I guess they first did it at men's big air, right? And the announcers were just what's going on? They were I don't they were totally thrown. And I was just are they doing it? I got really excited. But it was super rad. And just like what you said, being able to do a 3-run final again, to have that, I feel like it gives you more X Games moments, right? There was a lot of times, I feel where, so many times in so many different events where the last run was the run. And people on the podium put down big podium shakeups in that last run. So, clearly Jeremy Bloom watches the TV show and, took lots of notes on everything that we said. And you know what? Good for him. He can keep watching. I will allow it. They can steal our ideas if they keep watching the show.
For sure. No, it was much better. And it was back to that X Games, where you're gripped on the edge of your seat for that 3rd run.
Yeah.
That's why
100%.
That's why people watch. I'll watch anything, I suppose.
That's not true. It's got to have something to do with skiing. Well, so a big difference from what we normally have too was big air was just best hit wins. No combining, no what did you think about that?
I'm all right with that. I kind of like the, either forward or switch that they've done before, but I don't know, big air classically is big air. You do the one trick and you win. Right.
I don't feel like the event suffered at all from it being one big hit. And don't get me wrong, I like the other big airs too, where you're adding tricks up, for sure. But they have a slope style at the X Games too. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with just being no, it's best hit. You get one hit, best hit. Honestly, I kind of wish they did it in half pipe too. You know what I mean? Just do one best hit.
Yeah, it'd be sweet. Or even just
sweet.
Best mellow hit too. It doesn't even have to be the biggest best trick, right?
Right, best 540.
We don't. Yeah, best 5. Ooh, sweet.
I'm ready for that. So what should we do first? Slope style, men's slope.
We can go to slope because I got some gripes there.
I know you do. So let me tell you people, if you didn't watch the live stream where Pete and I had an X Games watch party, you missed some fireworks because Pete got upset.
Dude, in what world? In what world?
As upset as I've ever seen Pete at a ski contest. So Pete, what were your impressions?
All right, well, I guess the overall is that I think the podium 1, 2, 3, which was Luca, Colby, and then Ahal, was correct. That part of it to me was fine. Those guys speed great. I think it's wild that Luca stunts, a triple that he had done once in training a few days earlier on the 2-run, weathery course. Like, that was nuts. I thought Colby and Ahal's rails were just like out of this world, basically.
Yeah.
They are kind of like untouchable in putting together a rail run.
Yeah.
It's
Colby's
so
rails, for me, Colby's rails were like one of the most impressive things I saw at X Games.
Yeah.
Like, I wrote that down in my little book, like, of like top, whatever, 3-4 things at X Games, like just Colby's rail run. It was unreal.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it was nuts. And I know on his second jump, he like really squeaked one in the landing. And I think because this men's slope got pushed and they dropped a run and it was 2-run, like there were kind of some like grievances, like allowances for some goofiness, right?
Okay. Yeah. Interesting take.
Run.
It's a nice way to put it.
That being said, Burke Rude came off 5 feet early on the first rail. And when his score came through and put him at that point in time onto the podium and above Hunter Henderson,
score in the 90s,
who put down a great clean run, right?
Yep.
I lost it. That was so early on the first rail. That
down.
like shouldn't even count. And so while I think that the podium top 3 were intact and I'm okay there, that ended up all right. From there on out was kind of screwed up. Right, but Hunter should be in second.
Yeah, Hunter.
There is no world where Hunter is sitting in third right now in my head. Like, there is no world at all. This has to be the biggest bauble of X Games history, potentially, because that was a huge oversight.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, like, in watching the replay, so, like, Burke's down at the bottom. He's just, like, hanging out, like, doing the thing, whatever. And his score drops, and he looks over to the side, and you can see his mouth. He goes, what? Like, honestly. And, like, I love Burke Rude, right? Like, he's one of my favorite slope skiers, for sure. Like, he's super sick. There's no way he deserved that score. And he knew he didn't deserve that score. Like, the only one that didn't know were the 6 people judging the event. Like, you could totally read his lips. Like, 100%. He's like, what?
Yeah, we've seen that before at contests when somebody gets down and sees their score and they're like, wait, I didn't deserve that. I've seen people on camera be like, no, and then like, so that was just, it was just frustrating. And like I said, it didn't mix up the podium, but at the same time, like, I would have put Hunter Henderson in 4th place.
Yep.
Because I think
we said that at the time too.
Yeah, Andre and Burke had these, like, they weren't the allowable bobbles for having like the weather conditions that they had there. They were major bobbles.
Yeah.
And or short grabs or whatever. And I think Hunter's run should have been right up there in the mix. That was a big one for me. I was very, very frustrated by that. I'm gonna tell you my other frustration too. I'm just gonna keep
going, Pete. Right now. I'm just gonna sit right here.
Yeah, for women's slopestyle, there was 5 competitors at the X Games. 5 competitors, and I get it. Eileen is out.
I don't get it,
up for the games. Send out invites to people that are going to show up and be there, and give them full-on invites.
Yep.
I would like to look back. I'm not a great statistician, but I would like to look back at the last time that we had a full women's field for slope and big air, because I'm pretty sure it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
We had 8 women in both of those or either of those events.
Yeah. And this goes, again, like, we gave them a whole bunch of business, right, when the invites came out. And, like, a lot of it's joking too, right? Like, a lot of it's fun where we're just like, this doesn't make any sense. But it really didn't make any sense. And, like, basically all the things that we said, that we were upset about when the list came out, it all came true, right? Like, Naomi or Ness, I don't actually know how to pronounce her name, whatever, the Canadian girl, she almost pulled the Luca Harrington, right? Like, she wasn't invited, she got into the contest, the morning of, and she got second. And she I would beg to one of the people.
Luca. She ended up on the podium. She's on the podium.
Yeah, and it's not like it came out of nowhere. We told you.
Is Naomi Ernest Canadian? Because she won Steamboat. She was third in Beijing, second Secret Garden. Those are all big airs, by the way. And that's 3 podiums in the 3 big airs this year, and she doesn't have an invite.
Same thing.
Sometimes I feel crazy. It's like, are we crazy? but we're not crazy.
I don't know. Well, yeah, like, honestly, I'm like, I'm going to do this. Like, I don't know. Like, if maybe there's something going on that I don't understand. The answer was no, there's nothing going on that we didn't understand. Yeah. We understood all too well what was happening, and that was entirely the problem. Yeah. Ani Karava got in the event. You know, like, she was one of the people that weren't in for some reason. Right. And not only having 5 women is dumb. I mean, is big dumb. It wasn't a full men's field either.
It wasn't, but I mean, it was more than 5 competitors.
At least it was more than 5.
And so, I mean, before I go too far or farther, I suppose.
I was going to say, we haven't gone too far yet. That's a hot take.
Not yet, but this was the last year of this singular Winter X Games, right?
Yeah.
So next year we are looking at a different format with X Games League. We are looking at some qualifiers to get some more people in there to fill out these fields as it gets to the major ones. So fingers crossed, for that. And obviously not being an Olympic year, you're going to have anybody and everybody, hopefully, trying to get in there.
So I'll point out the women's podium because I don't think we've said that yet.
We haven't.
Because, like, don't get me wrong, like, yeah, it was only 5 people, but the podium was pretty solid, right? We had Kirsty Muir, Naomi Ernest, and Mathilde Grimaud was the podium. That's a solid podium, right? Like, it's not like, I think, right, B-level event. OPP, B-level event. And, like, the podium was good, but when we only have 5 people at a contest, like, that's not quite good enough, in my opinion.
No, but for the 5 that were there, this is not discounting them whatsoever. Yeah, that was a great ladies slope event. Like, it was very good. And there was so much hype around Mathilde. She's the one to lose it. And, like, I'm glad she ended up on the podium. It's like we haven't seen her in a while. Some injuries last year, some mental stuff. Yeah. So it's great to see her, like, back in the mix. But I mean, I agree with the coverage on that it's like she is like one of the best. I mean, I had her on every single power ranking last year, knowing that she probably wasn't even competing.
But if she did, right? And so, I think it's going to be super fun to look forward to the Olympics in like less than a week or whatever it is now. I still have very high hopes for her. She is so good. Her rails, specifically at X Games, were like unmatched. I mean, just so clean and technical, spins on, spins off. Like, it's fantastic. So, looking forward to. I definitely feel that she is probably, right, still the best female slope skier. And if she lands a run, she probably wins. And, like, obviously, like, there's a lot of good. Like, Kirsty Muir, she's been skiing great. Mathilde's rails are way better. Kirsty's great jumper, but I still would give that to Mathilde. All right, anything else on slope? Should we move on to what could be another little controversy? Big controversy?
Oh, boy. Yeah, but let me, before we move on to that, we can move on from slope. I do want to give a very quick shout out to the X Games announcing crew that they had.
Okay.
Between Tom Wallish, Woodsy, and Maggie Voisin. Those 3 should do every single event that they can together. Yeah. It's such a great combo.
I think obviously they are great at it.
Yeah, obviously Tom, like, top of the pops. We've said that a million times. Woodsy is so good. I don't know if it's his accent. He is so good. He was great in locks. I'm so glad he was at X Games. And I thought Maggie did so fantastic, especially for, like, women's slope. That, like, she needs to announce more if she can fit it into her schedule or whatever. So
no, I think she does announce other ski events too.
So those are just my quick gold stars. It's the thankless job of announcing, and they have to talk a lot. So great work, team.
They did nice. All right, Pete. Next controversy: men's big air. Tell me your thoughts on that.
I thought it was I thought it was a good podium. I don't have like.
So you don't think it was a controversy, but you are aware that other people thought it was a controversy.
Yes. Okay. I'm aware of it. I was okay with it, and I think, I mean, Okay, I'll do my comment. You can go into the controversy, but
Okay.
Dylan, who did the quad,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. He did.
It's like that was cool and all. That's kind of like what the X Games platform is for. Is
Yep.
like the next big thing trick. I think it was. I'm like okay with it on the podium in third. I'm glad it wasn't the like, oh my god, he did 4 flips, like he has to get first place, because that wasn't the case for me personally. That's my comment on it.
Okay. I mostly agree with you. And I might be in the minority on this, but my podium would have been Luca, Mac, Dylan. So, okay, the podium was Mac Forehand, Luca Harrington, Dylan Deschamps. And I just, Luca Harrington just does it for me. I mean, I don't know what else to say at this point. You know what I mean? Like, Max was sick, right? And like watching it real time, it's not like I was like, this is a travesty. How could they defile Luca Harrington's name? I didn't feel like it was like that at all. If I were sitting in the judge's booth, yes, I would have given it to Luca. Max was sick. I thought Dylan's was sick. But just, I mean, you know, the way Luca grabs, the way Luca lands, like, it's like, that is just what big air is to me. So I was just like, I loved it. But the other two guys were sick. And I agree with you on Dylan. Like, yeah, like, for sure, a quad is dope. And if this were 5 years ago, he probably would have gotten first place. But, like, and Tom did a good job of mentioning it on air, too. It's just like, that's a little kind of like old school at this point. Like, we're going to do a bunch of flips. Like, you know, it's more we're going to do spins than we're going to do flips. You know, grab, safety, and flip. Like, that's not really a thing that people do as much anymore. So, you know, and I'm not, like, I think if the podium were really any order, like, I wouldn't have lost my mind, right? Like, that's my thought.
Yeah, I think that comment, you know, I think that rings pretty true, where it's, they're like, again, but this is like the place for it. And it's its own thing, is like grabbing safety and cranking the flips. Like, it's not easy. It's hard. No. He almost landed outside of the snow fence. I think I'm like the first one or something.
Yeah.
It was insane.
If he had done that, he would have won for me, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, like, it's insane, and it gets a score that goes up there. And again, like I said, I'm glad it didn't auto, you know, put him into first like it might have years ago. But the Mac Luca one is tough. Like, I get it. And I'm a Luca fan too. I'm also a Mac fan.
Yeah.
It's like, at that level too, it's so close. Like, I don't think it was like a true, oh my gosh, judging was wrong, controversy, travesty. I think it was closer to that kind of coin flip, because they both skied really well.
That's a shame, because I really like it when it's a controversy and a travesty. But no, I agree. Like, it didn't fall for me as a controversy. But I, you know, when it's, you know, in my opinion, that close, I feel like you can have a lot of people that can make a really strong case to be like, you know, so-and-so should have done better. But, you know, I mean, I was okay with it. You know, it wasn't necessarily my first choice as a top three, but it's still a really solid top three.
For sure. And they could have mixed it up more, and it would have been, we would have had more to complain about.
All right. Controversy number 2.
Yeah.
Is this a bigger controversy? Women's figure air, Pete. Go.
I think so.
Wow.
100%.
Okay.
And I just came off of saying Mathilde, just the best, like the rails, everything. I don't think she deserved first place in big air. So,
wow.
Mathilde, Kirsty Murr, Megan Oldham. Right?
Yep. Wow. Hot take.
I don't think that Mathilde was the gold medal.
So we were texting real time for this. We were both watching it. We didn't live stream or anything, whatever. We're watching it. And so when Kirsty did her second run, she did her 16, and you were like first place. And I was like, nope, grab better. Not good enough for me, grab better. They gave her second place. Kirsty, like, Mathilde did like a 360 for her last run. Kirsty came down, did a 16, grabbed way better. It was like 3 lines down. It was massive. It was real.
It was huge.
And I was like, all right. She did exactly what I told her to do, exactly what Coach Andy said. First place. And they gave her second. And I was like, okay, wow. Like, I really don't agree with that. Yeah, I feel like that was, to your point, I feel like that was more cut and dry for Kirsty over Mathilde. I mean, Mathilde was sick. Like, you know, Mathilde is sick. She's a great skier.
The nose butter is sweet. The execution of that nose butter that she did there was not the greatest.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it wasn't bad, though. It wasn't bad, but
she landed like fairly high up, which whatever you're doing in nose butter, you're going to lose some speed. But she had to open up hard to land, like, you know, because she was like kind of going over. So there was like a big open up at the end. I think just like the overall impression, and I don't want to go into like what trick should be weighted more, right?
Yeah.
The 16 and a nose butter dub 12, very close in my opinion. So then it comes to execution, where that's where on Piercy's third run, I would give it to her. She went huge.
She went massive. Better. She grabbed the hell out of it. Yeah,
that should have been a goal.
I agree.
I agree.
Okay, so on your controversy level, where is this ring for you on the controversy Richter scale?
Oh, I don't know. Just to the ones today or all time?
I don't know. You decide. We're just making this up as we go along anyway. I don't know. I have no idea.
It's kind of like a top fiver to me.
Wow. Like, see, I was just gonna say it was like a 6 on the controversy Richter scale, but you're like 8.5, huh?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe like 7.5 or something.
Okay. We're just making this up anyway, so it could be whatever. 9.2, whatever. All right, well, Knucklehuck, Pete. How about Knucklehuck?
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't watch either Knucklehuck, but I watched the replay of Knucklehuck. I mean, I would have. I was busy at the time. Like, I'm not trying to, you know, like, I'm happy to have Knucklehuck. It's fine, but yeah.
Me too. I think it's like a super fun event. A-Hall won for the men. Marin won for the women, which was awesome.
Was that her first ever X Games medal?
I think so.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Which is pretty sweet and
awesome.
Gold.
I'll take that. You know?
No, it was cool. I mean, like A-Hall, just when you think like creativity and things like that are gonna slow down at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the stuff that he does is just like, it's out of this world. So I think that is just such a fun event.
That was super cool.
I would honestly like to see, I don't know. It'd be fun to just throw one of those in there. Like here's an idea.
Like in a slope course, you mean?
Yeah, in a slope course, but here's what you do. You don't make finals, you get to compete for a Knucklehuck after the final happens.
An LCQ Knucklehuck?
Yeah, you just take the whole field and like, all right, like crank a Knucklehuck. And we're only going to give out like a gold and maybe you only get 2 runs or something. But like, I think it's fun. I think it breeds creativity. So it's a sweet event.
Yeah, I totally. So you know what I want to see in Knucklehuck? Because this is like a Zeb Powell thing. I want someone to show up, you know, like 240 downhill skis or something. You know what I mean? And Knucklehuck. Yeah. Or like, you know, give me a cross country setup. You know what I mean? Like I want more equipment creativity on the ski side of Knucklehuck. And then I'll start putting it in my schedule and make a point to watch it.
I think for us, though, like snowboard and Zeb went big. We should just go small to blades.
Oh, okay. I'm in.
We could just go the other direction. We can't copy snowboarding all the time.
I can go either direction. You know what I mean? Like skiing has a rich history of some weird stuff. You know what I mean? Like a little ballet on the knuckle. You know?
Yeah.
Let's get creative. All right, Pete, half pipe.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Dude, that was a heavy event. That was like insane. FMI, his run. That was one of the most.
It was.
Just you say. Are you standing up to leave?
Like. It's like that's in the middle of the event. Like. It was like, that's what I had to do. I was just like, I just need to get up and go somewhere. And like, just like, like thinking about it, I was like, I just, like, you know, my legs start to feel like, it was, you know, suffice it to say, it was the best half pipe run I've ever seen. And I think so. I talk all about, you know, switch double 14, how hard it is, and I should mention it, but he did it, and it was perfect. And in my opinion, that is the most difficult trick that you can do in a half pipe. he laced it, no problem, into right 16. He didn't even do left 16. He didn't have to, right? He was probably like, oh, like, I feel like I need a couple more feet to get in a fifth hit, so I'm just going to do a 12 because, they're probably just as easy for him. It was insane. Like,
it was insane, and I don't think there'd be any pushback on
no
it,
words.
even from other people competing in that event. No. It's like, yeah, that was hands down one of, if not the best half pipe runs.
Yeah.
That's been done.
It was the best. I mean,
yeah, it just was. And then like competition-wise,
give it a 100.
Too, yeah, I think that was a Hyundai. You know what I mean? We've given it to Sean White.
If we've had a ski Hyundai before, yeah, that was Hyundai.
That was it. Yeah, and then I think like beyond that too is like Goepper, amazing competitor.
And I thought he did a great run. Yeah,
I did. Both of their runs were, I mean, very, very solid, and it was a heavy event. That was a heavy event, and I think the biggest not shout out, but like maybe mini controversy was Matt Lebowski. So good.
Yep.
Dude. Like his amplitude, his grab, like everything about his run composition too. Like that was a good run. That was Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't just FMI, and to your point, I thought it was Nick's best run of the year. I thought it was Alex's best run of the year, and Matt Lebau's best run of the year. And Matt Lebau was just off podium. I don't think you're crazy if you're like Matt Lebau should have been third. I mean, like, it's just one of those situations where like Alex had more difficulty, right? He had more rotations. He wasn't as clean. Matt Lebau, less difficulty, less rotations, but everything he did was like mint. So
yeah, it was mint, and it was huge, and that's where I could see. Yeah, there's probably a conversation in there that like Matt could have been in third place, and the biggest thing I see is like amplitude on it, right? Like Alex's run was sick, but he definitely struggled that evening to boost.
Yeah, tons of difficulty, not necessarily a ton of amplitude. But I mean, honestly, like I still think Alex is in like fourth gear. You know what I mean? Like we haven't seen Alex like, like we haven't seen that gear of Alex yet this year. And I don't think we're going to see until the Olympics. You know what I mean? Like I think he's pacing himself, like I don't think he was like, yeah, I'm here to win this X Games. Like if he had one, I'm sure he wouldn't mind, but I don't think that was his primary objective. And I'll also say, so I think they like let people ski after the event was over. And did you see the 16 that Matt Lebau did?
No.
He put it up on Instagram. He did like a 16, I think it was like lead blunt.
Oh.
It was crazy.
How did I miss that? Yeah, damn. Dude,
it was super sick.
He is good. And I mean, I think we're like age-wise too is like we're probably just at the start of the Matt Lebau off.
I feel like,
know what I mean?
You can say the leaders of the next generation at this point, right? FMI, Luke Harold, Matt Lebau.
For sure, and then, but like, how do you not put Goepper in there? I only say that because he is like new-ish into.
Yeah, I was thinking more age generation. You know what I mean? Than necessarily, but you're not wrong. Like he and Matt Lebau kind of came on the same time, which I think is hilarious. All right, ladies.
That's a good event, I think. I think the Indra story from this year, she got second. But like her story and her age, and then like going to the Olympics, and then second at X Games here. I mean, it's like pretty amazing.
15, dude.
Yeah, we haven't seen anybody really rise through the half pipe ranks as quick as she has. Like Zoe has been around forever, and Zoe is looking amazing, right? Yeah. But for Indra to just hit the scene and then hit all the podiums is like
When Zoe first showed up, she wasn't just like grabbing podiums hand over fist. You know what I mean? Like it was obvious she was good, and we all knew she was going places. But I think. Yeah, Indra, super impressive for her to just hit the ground running and, like, keep doing it, too. You know what I mean?
For sure.
I do not see an end in sight. And then, who was third? I've got it written down. Oh, right, Cassie, yeah. And Cassie did both 10s, which is super rad. I still want to see her do a switch 7 more than I want to see her do both 10s. But I agree. I guess, to an extent, right? You got to play your own strengths, and that is her strengths. But yeah, I'm not going to say anymore. I thought she skied very well. She got third. She deserved it. It would have been nice if the Team China showed up. None of Team China showed up, but I mean, not really a shock. But the other small complaint that I have is that Kate Gray should have been there.
I knew you had one.
Kate Gray, Abby Winterberger, like they really should have been there. And so, yeah, it felt like, yeah, the competition wasn't quite as deep as it could have been. But that's all that I'll say. Like, it was still good. It was still very, very good. But I was just, I'm not going to say anymore.
I just have so much respect for Cassie and kind of like where she is and new mom. And I think I said this last year too.
Yeah.
But like, it's a lot, and the schedule is not easy, and the training is not easy. And for her to be out there, put both 10s down like pre-Olympics, I don't know. I think a lot of this, like X Games, is like a really great foreshadow for the Olympics, right? And we're going to have Team China, who wasn't there, and Eileen especially. I'm just like super excited about women's pipe, women's slope too, big air, like where we're heading as we go towards the Olympics. We're going to have just an amazing showing, I think.
Yeah, I think you saw a lot of Olympic runs at X Games. I think that's a really good, and to me, that's why you don't skip X Games, because that is a place to practice your Olympic run. I mean, unless you're trying to like add stuff to your run between now and the Olympics, which I don't think is necessarily a great call. But yeah, like if I had, I don't coach anymore, but if I did, I'd be like, do X Games.
We're going. Yeah, it's a primer.
It's good for you.
It's got to be the best primer and pressure cooker in that sense too.
Yeah.
Because it's one of the only, like, every FIS event doesn't hold that much pressure,
No. Sometimes when you're just freezing in the middle of nowhere in Canada, it doesn't quite have the same punch as, 10,000 people in Aspen. I don't know how many people are there. There was a lot of people there.
Yeah, it was huge. That was awesome. That was awesome too, to see it like back to just like the absolute massive crowd. And so I think we can give props there too. I know that some of the like DJ and after shows that they had were like bigger names. That probably drew a bunch of people too, but so cool to see just the straight up sea of people again.
Yeah. I mean, as much as we complained about X Games last year, like X Games this is better. Like it really is doing a lot better. And it felt like X Games again. It felt like a big event again. So
gold star.
I'm not complaining, Pete. Can you believe it?
Yeah. So I'll give out a gold star.
Did you see this? I don't know. Maybe this is like just slopestyle, but they have an official sponsor for X Games League, Summer X Games League, and it's MoonPay.
I did.
The MoonPay X Games, Pete. Isn't that exciting? MoonPay.
It's cool. I don't know much about MoonPay. I know it's like crypto or whatever, but I like
it's crypto. Name. It's crypto. Yeah, and
I saw. Yeah, they matched for. I saw it like Mark McMorris.
Yeah, they matched his prize money.
That's sweet.
Yeah, dude. I wish they had like announced it better. It was just like a guy inside being like, "Yeah, we're gonna match your prize money," and I was like, "What? Like, did I hear that right?" Like, I feel like they could have unveiled that a lot more gusto. It was just
I know, and I think he was just like,
and by the way,
and he just had a phone. He was like, "Yeah, MoonPay, like this is the phone that I'm going to transfer you an additional $25,000 or something."
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and so I'm not a huge crypto enthusiast, Pete. I'll admit. I actually own a little bit of Bitcoin. Okay, like a little bit, not a lot, tiny bit. So it's not like I'm like anti, right? But like the whole crypto thing, with like, I feel like some of them they could always just fall apart tomorrow. And I don't know anything about MoonPay. I'm sure that X Games people have done some due diligence there, and it's not a Sam Bankman-Fried type situation. I don't think it's that at all. But you know what? I hope MoonPay does great. Where's my thumb? Yeah, MoonPay, do great. I'm not sure I'll ever download your app or whatever it is. I don't know, but hopefully you succeed. The next game succeeds.
I'm going to go to short story time. I think it was like 2015 or 2016.
Yeah.
Me and Colby Stevenson were sitting somewhere, right? And maybe he had just won something or a check, whatever. He had a bunch of money. And I remember sitting there, we were both on Coinbase and we bought some Bitcoin and some Litecoin and some Ethereum. And he spent way more money than I did.
Of course,
was on the coach's salary, which is non-existent money. and I remember like, it might have only been like 6 months or something like that. And I think he had like told his dad about it. His dad was like, you need to sell that. Nobody knows what that is, blah, blah, blah. And I think he sold it. And I think I sold mine too at some point. But, you know, one of those like, looking back moments. Like
he would have been a Bitcoin millionaire for sure.
Yeah. Did we screw up a little bit there? Probably. But you're in the mix for a second.
But hey, can't win if you don't try, right? Can't win if you don't play. So good for you.
And that also segues me in talking about Colby, because we need to talk about Locks, which was before X Games.
We do need to talk about Locks. Yeah, not necessarily a great story, but your thoughts on Locks, Pete?
I mean, Locks, just to continue on the Colby thread here, was like, that was the pressure event for him. That was like, we've only had one slope style and that didn't go his way in Aspen. If I got canceled, he basically needed to win to make the team, and it didn't happen. And I think, you know, like personal level for me, it was like heartbreaking, because it's like, that's the guy. We've been talking about this guy since the last Olympics, right?
Yep.
He hasn't gotten any worse. He didn't take any breaks. He's just been cruising through. And so to have it kind of like not end up his way was sad. Yeah. But that's the best way to put it, is it was sad.
Yeah. When that contest ended, I was like, I'm mad. I'm like, I don't know who I'm mad at. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but I'm like, I'm kind of mad. Like, I think you will have a good team going. You know, I think the men's slope team for Team USA, I think it's a great team. You know, I think they'll get medals, but man, it sucks not having Colby there.
I know. And this is like, I kind of talked about it in the last one too, where it's like, how do we get 5 spots for slope? Because in my opinion, we have 5 medal contenders, and we have beyond that too, but we have 5 legit medal contenders, and that includes Colby. So my heart goes out to him. He's a tough guy. I'm sure he's going to go rip pal, have fun, and
hopefully he goes and has some fun somewhere.
I hope so.
The men's podium for Locks was Burke Rude, Matej Sponsor, and Evan McEachran. What did you think about that?
Bert's run was crazy.
Yeah.
It was an okay podium. Besides, outside of the podium, though, I mean, this is the same thing we just talked about at X Games. Why is Hunter Henderson being underscored?
I agree. And so I did the deep dive. I'm like, okay, you know, like where, you know what I mean? Like where in the course, the first rail killed him, the second jump killed him. And the composition score didn't necessarily do him any favors. So Pete, explain to me like I'm 12, because I honestly don't understand. It's 40% of your score. What is composition in slopestyle, and why is it so opaque? Like, why is there zero explanation for this massive part of your score?
Yeah, I mean, number one, like right off the bat, 40% is way too much.
Yeah.
For a composition, whatever you want to call it. I think composition is just a name change, to be honest, from like the overall impression that we've been used to hearing for years and years and years.
Why did they change it? Why don't they still just call it overall impression?
I don't know, because overall impression makes sense to me. Composition doesn't. Because here's what I think the difference is. This just came in my head. It might not make sense, but this is what I think the difference is. A composition says that, you know, this person had this, and this, and it attempts to like quantify it compared to somebody else. Where overall impression doesn't. It's vaguer in a sense, but like doesn't say that, you know, well, they had a 450 and a 630 off of rails. Okay. And he spun, you know, 270 degrees less on rails. I don't know.
So
I
can
tell you that.
Here is the dictionary, the Oxford Dictionary definition of composition. Ready? The nature of something's ingredients or constituents. The way in which a whole or mixture is made up. So, I mean, if that's just like, you know, the composition of your tricks, then shouldn't just be the scores that you get from your tricks? I don't...
Yeah.
And like, Pete, I even went on the FIS website and I'm like, okay, I'm going to try to like look up this term and be like, okay, how does this score? And I couldn't find it. I mean, not that, you know, the FIS website is easy to navigate, as we have gone through many times, but like, I can't figure out what it means. And it's 40% of your score.
It's almost like saying,
I don't know what it
if you
means.
don't do enough, you don't have enough of a composition.
Yeah. Yeah,
for
that
us
seems...
to give you a total, but like, what is enough? There's no definition of enough. There's no set runs. There's no baseline.
I have no idea.
For what your run has to consist of. So, yeah, I don't know. Hopefully they stop using that or weight it less. 40%.
Weight it way less. That is weird. And so we'll touch on this too. The women's podium was Eileen Gu, Marin Hamill, Lara Wolf. Avery Crumey was 4th place. And I mean, that secured an Olympic spot for Marin. So
yeah,
that was massive. That was massive for her.
Yeah, that was cool. I'm glad she made it in there. And then I'm glad she backed it up, got an X Games gold medal too. You know what I mean? Like that's great momentum going in. I think special shout out to Avery too. 4th place.
Yeah, that's her second,
that's
4th.
Awesome.
In the Olympic qualifying situation.
Should have invited her to X Games.
Imagine.
Just saying.
Imagine. Here's another thing. Why didn't Marin do slopestyle? She was at X Games. Why didn't they toss her, hey, Marin, want to...
I don't know.
Slope? Anyway, we don't need to go back to that because, like, we've done it many times, but it's just, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Part of me would consider as an athlete where it's like, you're not going to give me a slope spot. You're going to give me a knuckle hut spot. And then you're going to like throw one at me really quick so you can fill out a field. Part of me would be like, no.
You're not wrong.
I'm not doing it. I'm not prepared. And just invite me next time.
Yeah, I've got the Olympics in a week. So I'm not going to, I mean, yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so the last thing I was going to say about locks was men's event I thought was good. Thought it was an A event. Ladies event, so, honestly, I think the wind affected the ladies more than the men, and maybe like the wind died down a little bit. But yeah, for me, the ladies event was a B event. I didn't love it. It wasn't bad, right? Like, I thought Eileen had a good run. I thought the podium had a pretty good run. I thought the podium was right, but I wasn't blown away.
Yeah, I don't think it was like the heaviest of heaviest. Definitely not compared to like the men's field.
Yeah,
for that one.
I agree. So Pete, are you ready to move on?
Yeah, we can move on.
So, Pete, I'm sure you know this. It was a big week for outdoor enthusiasts, right? Because Alex Honnold, he also did The Climb of Taipei 101 on Netflix. Did you watch any of that?
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah, it took him like an hour and a half. It's like 1,667 feet is what Google told me. And I can confidently tell you, as someone that's kind of afraid of heights, that there was no chance that I would ever do that.
It was gnarly. Like, what I thought watching it is like, while he's climbing, this is like easy for him. He climbs like way harder stuff. And so he would like go out on the limb and make things like scarier, knowing that he is like fully well and secure. The only part that I really didn't like was he would get to these certain kind of checkpoints, right?
Yeah.
And he would just like stand on the edge, standing
Bro.
out. And even the
the world spins for me when he does that. Yeah.
When he's standing on the very top for like a long time. And the wind is ripping, and I'm looking at his feet, and there's like a little ring that was like, if you bubbled and you hooked a toe, those were the only times I didn't like actually enjoy it. Where I was just like, get off, or sit down. Sitting down.
Can you just lower your center of gravity for me just a little bit? Help me out. No, I agree. And, I actually rewatched a bit of Free Solo again because, I think he's an awesome dude, right? Like, I love Alex Honnold. But, I mean, just like reminder, just like, just like kind of like who he is and his thing, because like they like scanned his brain and they're like, yeah, basically you don't have any fear. And that's the big part that gets into it, right? Like, it just doesn't scare him, like, at all. Like, yeah, like, we're like, dude, bro, hold on to something. And he's just like, I'm just standing. Like, it's fine. Like, it's kind of windy today.
I think you talk about it.
Blows my mind.
Talked about it is like the mental fortitude it takes to do that, and how some people are, sports psychologists, this and that. He has to be one of the strongest mental athletes out there.
Unquestionably.
Maybe. Hands down, dude. He should come do a talk to, I don't know, free skiers.
Yeah, skiers. I'd go. Not that he would care to talk to me, but I'd be interested. Well, so Pete, son of another big event. I don't know if you caught, another big climbing event past week that, pretty good comparison to Alex Honnold, was Sydney Sweeney. And how she climbed up the Hollywood sign, which is about 45 feet tall. And to be fair, I'm not sure she actually climbed all the way 45 feet up. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not sure I would do that either. It's a little sketchy, but she at least climbed on it a little bit so she was to launch her new lingerie brand. So they climbed up on the Hollywood sign, threw a bunch of lingerie all over it, and they took photos. So... yeah, big week for outdoor climbing people. Big week. Lots of things going on.
I did miss that one because I was watching NFL playoff games because that was going on too.
Oh,
and the Australian Open. I like to keep it a little more sporty. Not saying that lingerie isn't sporty. That's sporty,
I guess it could be. I don't know. Yeah. Well, yeah. Like so. I also did watch it. I'm not sure if they live streamed it. I don't know how that works. I actually came across it on USA Today. USA Today had an article about it, and I was like, really? Okay. What's interesting is like they put it up on her Instagram, and I'll also ask you, what do you think got more impressions? Like what do you think has a bigger following, Netflix or Sydney Sweeney's social media? Because I feel like it's pretty close at this point. But whatever. So it's funny because like their whole like mission to do this, like they're all like dressed up in black, and it's like this covert thing, like in a van, like with a dog doing the thing. And they get there, and there's like a dozen of people with flashlights, like running around, like doing the thing with flashlights. I'm like, why are you all dressed in black when you've got like a dozen flashlights up there? Like, not sure that's having the effect that you think it's going to have. I don't know.
I'd say viewership wise for the both of those, it was probably pretty close.
I bet it was pretty close.
Netflix is a big platform. I know that a lot of people in Taipei. I mean, they had a huge crowd out there for that. Yeah. Sydney Sweeney's a big name, though.
Yeah, she's got a lot of followers.
I can see a lot of followers out there. I wonder.
True.
The big question is who got paid more.
Oh, Sydney Sweeney, without a doubt.
I think it was her, which is backwards.
There is zero question there. Maybe Netflix, but I would say it went Sydney Sweeney, Netflix, Alex Honnold. Maybe Sydney Sweeney's agent, and then Netflix, and then Alex Honnold. But Pete, so this whole thing did give me an idea because, right, like that was a great viral brand event, right? Like that, it is a great way to get your brand out there to have, this kind of thing. Let's throw some lingerie on the Hollywood sign. I wouldn't have thought of that. So here's my question. What is the ski industry equivalent of that the Pete and Andy show, the Pete and Andy Empire, can do to create our own ski industry viral event? You know what I mean? Like anti-establishment, whatever. I don't know. The question is yours.
Yeah, that's hard. It's hard to go viral with anything.
It is hard.
Days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel like it's actually really easy, but that's not to say that we will do it.
I think it's it is probably easy at some point, but I think you probably have to do a bunch of things before the one pops off, right?
That's fair. That's fair. Well, so here was my idea, right? If you're talking like anti-establishment, right? Like anti the old school corporate thing, that you could do in the ski industry. It would be to pay Vail's ski patrol an actual livable wage. Like if we went out to the different ski patrol shacks at Vail resorts and handed them, some C notes and we're like, all right, boys, here's your supplemental income for the year or for the week, month, whatever. Not that we can afford that, but if we could, I feel like that would be a good way to, piss them off. Create our own viral event.
Is amazing, and I think there's a partner already out there. You should call MoonPay and pay all of the ski
pay them in crypto?
Just double their salary in crypto, just like they doubled prize money. But it would be a pretty amazing platform for the crypto company to be like, hey, have you heard about this story? They're not paying these guys anything. These guys are hardworking, crazy people, keeping people safe at the mountains and all this. Dude,
doing important work.
Hit us up. We'll middleman it for just a little too.
Yeah, we'll take a little cut. Not a big cut, but they need our platform to execute this for sure.
I think so. And it's our idea. It was founded here.
Yeah. We got to, once we figure out how trademarks work, we're going to trademark that. All right. So next stop, Pete, is we need to do OPP. And so, man, we kind of got called out by Matt Labaugh.
Hey, Pete and Andy, I think it's time for a real explanation of how the OPP points are assigned, because this is just bullshit at this point.
So, Matt Labaugh, the OPP is a list curated by Peter and myself that takes the best of the best, the top events, grades them, whatever. What's the word I'm looking for? Judges them, puts them on one list, and spits out who is the best athletes, who's down with OPP. So Pete, I didn't explain that super well. Fill in some holes for me.
Yeah, that was pretty good. But it's like, I think the easiest way to describe it is there's so many different events, and their points together, unlike just singular FIS events, aren't cohesive. So we need to bring them all together.
Ooh, that's a good word.
So that we can find out who is the best. Now, if you go do a USASA rail jam in the 19 and older category, we're not going to judge that, right? That's not, just running around doing events isn't going to get you the extra points. You need to be at high level events, and we're going to provide a ranking. And it might not make sense now, but at the end of the year, when it's compiled and finalized and there's no more events, it's going to be the clearest picture of this would call it the crystal globe, right? We don't need to call it anything like that. Ours is just the best of the best.
Yeah. Well, I guess we could call it the letter of accommodation, because that's what people get when they win.
You do get that.
The very nice piece of parchment. But so I will say Matt Labaugh is 6th on the OPP. So it is important that he understands.
For sure, because he's in the mix.
Has a baseline of understanding. Yeah. A big thing, Matt Labaugh, big thing that you could do to get higher on the OPP would be to get invited to Snow League in China a couple months ago. That would have been a good move. Yep. You really should have done that. All right, so I guess we should do slopestyle first, right? Because we haven't actually had a OPP slopestyle. So, first place, slope, Burke Rude.
Okay.
Yep, first and locks. Yeah, X Games, I guess we only have 3 events. Anyway, second place, Luca Harrington.
Okay.
Third place, Colby Stevenson. Mac Forehand, a whisker behind. A whisker.
Where does A-Hall fall on this list?
That is a good question. He is 12th.
Okay.
Yeah, third in X Games.
But he had the third in
Aspen World Cup, he was, I don't know, he was down there. Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. All right, that makes sense. I'm tracking.
Okay. Pete, do you have any questions? Do you have any questions that you think Matt Labaugh would have right now?
No, but you said he should have got invited. That he'll be invited to every single event next year. That's what we were talking about. Matt Labaugh is.
Yeah.
Pending. He's going to be up there
for sure. So. But
don't worry too much about the OPP this year.
For ladies, slopestyle, Kirsty Muir.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Meg Oldham's number 2.
Okay.
And just a whisker behind is Mathilde Grimaud.
Wow. Where does Eileen fall on there?
Oh, man.
But she's only done, I think, one slope, right?
Yeah. So 80. So she's 6th.
She's 6th. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Interesting.
Makes sense.
Yeah, you got to do more than one.
But
interesting. All right, Pete, are you ready for half pipe?
Yes.
Who do you think is number 1 for half pipe, Pete?
I feel like it's Ben Hunter, but I feel like that's got to change. So it's probably got to be FMI now.
My name is Finley, Melville. I'm 9 years old.
Points. But Hunter Hess is number 2. He's still on his heels. And number 2 by a lot. Number 3 is Goepper. And Goepper has 307. He's like 70 points behind Hunter. But I mean, Burke Irving, I think he's been like 4th all year.
Yeah, that's crazy. And I mean, again, it's like, yeah, it's a cumulative point list, which means you got to go to all the events, or as many as you can want to. Yeah.
Yeah. Ladies pipe, Zoe Atkin, number 1.
Yeah.
Is that a recent thing? I think that was a recent thing because I think Indra was. Anyway, Indra's number 2.
Yeah.
About 30 points behind Zoe, and then Kushin. 40 points behind Indra. Yeah. Even though she didn't do X Games. The OPP don't lie, Pete.
No, it sure doesn't lie. It'll be interesting to see the points list post-Olympics.
It sure will.
Yeah.
Because it's a pretty big event. That doesn't count toward FIS's points list, which I think is weird, but here we are.
How silly is that?
That's why the OPP exists, Pete.
It does. Like, how close can you be tied into the IOC and then not use that event for anything?
I don't know.
Don't get me started. I don't even want to get started on it right now. Haven't talked about them in forever.
Yeah, let's not.
Let's not.
But, well, I guess in a way of talking about them, Pete, if you would like to buy a hoodie or see the full rankings list of the OPP, you can head right on over to fis-sucks.com.
Yeah. You don't even have to buy anything. Like, peruse. If there's something you want, like, buy it. That'd be cool. But, like, no, put some traffic on the site. Go check out the list.
Yeah.
I'll
be honest with you. People do go there. Like, yeah. Maybe we need to send it directly to Matt Labaugh so that he can himself. But honestly, we get more visitors on that website than I really thought we would.
Amazing.
Yeah. People, there's a lot of traction with the OPP, Pete. But yeah, some new hoodies. I think we have an OPP hoodie up on there now. Some nice Hunter Hess merch. There's some good stuff out there. Actually, I haven't ordered my Hunter hoodie yet, and I'm definitely going to do that. Because I need to get for the Olympics. I got to get some of my fan merch for the Olympics. Because the plan is we're actually going to try to do the watch party live stream for the Olympic events. It could get early, but we're gonna see what we can do.
No, I think we should do it and then just open too. We'll just send out an open link. Like if you're out there watching in real time, like we are, you're a fan. You might as well jump on and talk about it.
Yeah, we had the Schulings. We had Sammy and Abby hanging out with us a bit at X Games. But yeah, I wanted to be a watch party. Like I wanted to get a little weird, people talking over each other. A little weird. Yeah, a little weird. I like it. Well, so Pete, I also heard through the grapevine that you got a new car.
It's not mine. It is my wife's
new
car.
It's shareable within the family, but tell me all about it. That's exciting.
It's mildly exciting, only because she's had her car for 20 some odd years. It was time. And
what kind of car is it? I feel like they wouldn't normally last that long.
No, it's a Subaru Tribeca from the year 2000.
Subaru? How many miles you got on that thing?
Honestly, not that many because I just drive everywhere. So it's still in good shape. If you want to buy it, that's a great car. We still got to sell that one.
I'm good, but maybe there are some people out there that could be interested in a 20-year-old Subaru Tribeca. I mean, if it's running, clearly it's got a history of success.
Yeah, it's good. So we did a little upgrade, and it just arrived here in Montana today. Oh. It is a Toyota Sienna minivan, which people might be like,
Dang.
minivan. This is like the coolest car anywhere. It's got a vacuum. There's a vacuum in there, so you can just vacuum up. You don't have to